Hello everyone, Ron here from HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road. Welcome to our channel. In this video, we're camping in Florida. We'll share tips on how to keep our camper's black tank functioning properly. We'll tackle more required maintenance on our tow vehicle and take you along on a trip to a nearby Florida State Park. Jackie and I are very happy you're here and excited to get the adventure started. So buckle up and let's hit the road. Well, it's time to dump my tanks and to flush my black tank. So if you have a camper, you're probably well aware of this, but a lot of campers are different. I'll show you how the setup goes on our camper, okay? We have one discharge right here. You can see the hose is currently hooked up to the sewer, okay? Now, you can see that the lever's pulled out, so this valve is open. You can also see a little bit of liquid trickling out. That's because I have the front gray tank open. Okay, so when this is pulled out, it's gray tank number one, and this is the bathroom sink, the bathroom shower, okay, and the washing machine up in the front bedroom. Okay, so really all that goes down there is soapy water. So I leave that open so she can do laundry without worrying about overflowing that tank. This is the gray tank valve for the kitchen sink. I leave that closed because some solids do go down through there, right? When you're rinsing plates and whatnot, solids go down through there and you don't want those building up on the bottom of the tank. So I leave that closed and I dump it occasionally. And the black tank pull is right here. The black tank is toilet only. That's all that goes in there is the toilet, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull this black tank valve and it's gonna empty the black tank. And you can see, you've got some brown water coming out of there. That's nice, consistently brown. And that's because we use liquefied. Liquefied breaks down the material in that black tank, so it's basically liquid, so you can get it out of there real easy. As soon as it's empty, I'm gonna go ahead and close that valve and I'm gonna flush clean water into that tank, okay? And I'll step you through how I do that. The black tank valve is another valve you don't wanna leave open because the solids that you're putting down into the toilet can build up on the bottom. You want that valve to be closed, and you wanna get, 20, 30 gallons into that 50-gallon tank before you drain it. Okay, but you also want to flush it often and use liquefied. And I'll explain all that to you. We'll show you how we go about doing that. Okay, I'm going to close the valve because the tank is empty. Okay, so the valve is closed. Here's where the drinking water comes into the water that we use in the rig comes in. But this is a black tank flush, okay? And that's all it does is there's a nozzle inside that black tank that when you put water to this, it flushes water into the black tank and semi-cleans the black tank, okay? So, the way I've got that hooked up is, here's the drinking water here. And what we do is we regulate it so it doesn't go over 60 pounds. And this is a save-a drop, so I can meter how much water I'm putting in, and I want to do that whenever I'm putting water into the fresh water tank, okay? So I know how much I'm carrying. That's about the only time that I meter water going through here. This hose here, I have coming through the set regulator and through the save-a drop. Now, I just put that on there because prior to that, I was just washing the rig in the truck with these hoses. I only use these hoses for washing the rig in the truck and for black tank flushing. So the hoses without the stripes, like this one, is for fresh water. Okay, so like I said, this is hooked up to that black tank flush. And what I'm about to do is I'm going to zero this save a drop meter so I know how much I'm putting in. I'm also going to time it because that black tank valve is closed. And if you overflow that tank, bad things can happen, okay? And I don't want to put in any more than 30 gallons. So what I'm going to do is turn this on here And that's putting water into the black tank. And the Save a Drop meter, I'm going to go ahead and zero it. The bottom number is a totalizer. The top number is 0.3, 0.4. That's what's going in now, and I'm going to set a timer. Set a 10-minute timer. So I'm going to set that timer on my watch because I don't want to overfill that, okay? And I know that 10 minutes is not going to overfill that. 10 minutes might give me 20 gallons. Okay, so I'll bring you back in when we're ready to flush that water out of the tank. All right, 10-minute timer's up. And the Save a Drop is reading 25 gallons. So I'm gonna let it go, and I'm gonna stand right here until it reaches 30 gallons. I'm gonna shut it off, and we'll pull the lever again and flush that out. If it comes out clean, I won't do it a second time. If it comes out a little brackish, then I'll do it a second time. Well, I've just set the valve, 30 gallons. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll drain that off. Yeah, we'll give it a second flush. Once it's empty, we'll do it one more time. All right, we'll start the water and we'll do it again. Okay, got 30 gallons in. We're gonna go ahead and drain it again. All right, so we'll go ahead and get that drained, and we'll button it up out here, and we'll go in and we'll add some liquefied. All right, before I go in, I'm gonna put 3 gallons back in. I'm gonna use a Save a Drop to meter 3 gallons into the tank. That way, when I put the liquefied in, I'll have something to mix with. A friend of mine told me about liquefied RV toilet treatment. And we met Matt and his team from Matt's RV Reviews at the Tampa RV show. And I got to know him, I got to know the team, and I talked about his product. So Matt and his team created liquefied. And it's probably the best well-known RV toilet treatment or tank treatment in the industry. And I'll tell you, since I started using it, I'm very impressed. It does break down the waste. It brings it all out of the tank nice and smooth. And hey, if you keep up on it, there's no odor. And that's the best part about it. So, okay, so now that the tank's flushed, it's all cleaned up, it's drained, it's flushed. I put 3 gallons back in. I put about a half a gallon in the tank here in the toilet. And I'm gonna add 1 ounce. And it's real easy to use, okay? You just loosen the top on the dispenser and you squeeze the bottle until the dispenser it's up to the 1 ounce mark, okay? You take the top off, you simply pour it into the toilet. That's simple and flush. And that's all there is to it. Use liquefied every time you drain and flush your tank, and you won't be disappointed. So in the description of this video, we'll add the link to their website. You can go ahead and order the product through their website, and they also have a new line of cleaning products. You go ahead and utilize that link, you'll get yourself a discount, and it'll help us out a bit. So I wouldn't mislead you. This is great stuff. Okay, so it's time to replace the air filter in Max, or Chevrolet Duramax 2500. I'm using original equipment, AC Delco A325 7C, and we'll show you where it's located in the truck. It's pretty cut and dry. So this black box here is the housing. So this seals against this surface, and it draws the air from up inside here, and it comes in here on the hood, right? So it's kind of like a wind scoop down into here, and the air goes through the filter, up through the filter, and then into, into the engine. So First thing I did was disconnect this connection. You have to pop this red lever back, then press down on this black piece to release it, and it unplugs from right here. I use a screwdriver just to get behind this red one and gently, this red lever, and gently pry it back. And then this black piece right here shoves down and you can release it and pull it off. Get that out of the way. I've already loosened this clamp. You can see it's loose, so I'll be able to take this assembly off. I'm going to go ahead and pull 2 screws out here. One here and one on the other side, and I think this will just come up out of there. If it doesn't, I'll fill you in. It's been a while since I've done it, been over a year. But it looks like I was able to get her up off there. There's also a connection here. That's just a connection to keep it out of the way. Kind of like organize this line here. So maybe that won't bother us. I'll kind of like put it back over there, leave that on. So here's the air filter. It should pop up out of there. And there it is. And I'll have to clean out all that debris down there. I won't bore you with that. A bunch of leaves and stuff that got down in there. And on the world side of the filter, it's dirty, of course. It should be, because it's cleaning the air as it comes through. And then on this side is clean. And that's the air that goes up into the engine. Okay, so I'm going to insert the new one. It's just that easy. And then I'll put the cover back on. And we should be good to button it up. So I've got a fish back down in there. Looks like the screw holes are lined up. I've reached down in there. It's latched down to the bottom. Go ahead and put the screws in. We'll get one in here. I ran them out with a drill, so I'll run them back in with a drill once I get them started. All right, I'll run those in with the drill, and we'll plug this plug in. Screws are tight. Go ahead and plug this plug back in, and then push this back in to lock it. Just like that. I'll tighten this up. Complete. That's it. This is a 2019 Chevy Silverado 2500 Duramax HD. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. Actually, Sunday afternoon. It's 12:39 down here in Florida. And you know, I'm on the back end of a cold. Seems like I've been sick a lot this winter down here. And Jacki's, you know, like 2 days into her cold. And I decided that I've laid up and laid around long enough, and I'm gonna go do some hiking today. We're gonna drive over to Lake Louisa State Park, and we'll go in there, we'll look around, we'll do some hiking, and maybe find some geocaches. I'm gonna have to stop at the pharmacy and get some stuff for Jacqueline, and I'm gonna stop and do some little bit of shopping at Aldi's probably on the way back. Right now we're camping in Lake Magic in Claremont, Florida. And if you've ever camped at this RV resort, there's a lot of one-way roads. It takes forever to get out of here. It's like that in a lot of parks, but so right now I'm on the way out, and I'm stuck behind a couple of kids on a scooter. Actually, they're actually pulling ahead of me, so I'm going slower than they are. I'm going, speed limit is 10. Okay, so when we get to the state park there, I'll hook back up with you. and we'll have a good day together outside. We're heading north on 27, and Lake Louisa is right off this road between here and the city of Claremont. Probably about 5 miles down, if I had to guess. I think I have to pay a fee to get in there. I think it's $5 or something. And yeah, we'll see what's in there. I've never been. I've looked at it on the map. I know there's a few geocaches in there. They're spread out. I don't know how well the hiking trails are kept. I think horses are allowed in there. I think people ride horses in there. I'll learn as much as I can while we're there, and I'll share. We're just going by the entrance to TTO, 1,000 Trails Orlando. And we'll be going back there in a couple of weeks for 14 nights. 1,000 Trails Orlando is a high-use park in Florida. So if you're part of the system, you're only allowed 14 nights there during the high use. And you can only have it scheduled twice during high use. And high use runs from mid-December to mid-March, something like that. So 14 nights there, 21 back at Lake Magic. 14 nights there, 21 back at Lake Magic. And that's what we're doing until we leave Florida. And I'm not quite sure of the dates there yet. I know we're booked out till it's either late May or June. But I can always cancel. So, you know, our plan this spring is to head north out of Florida, head west through Mississippi and Louisiana, then up into Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, and I think it's Iowa. There's 4 states there we haven't hit yet. And then we'll get up to the Great Lakes area, and I think we have Wisconsin, but we don't have Michigan or Minnesota. We might hit those on the way back east to hook up with our granddaughter Elena and the kids and Jackie's family. We'll probably stay at least a month at Brennan again on Lake Ontario. And we might look into a different park. We'll see. There's some state parks up there that are pretty nice. The nice ones are north of there. So I don't know where we're going to New England this year. I know we don't have our Rhode Island sticker, but I'm not so sure I'm keen on getting that unless we go down to visit our friends John and Julie again out on the Cape. And then maybe we'll try to grab that state sticker. That means a 3-night stay in Rhode Island in order to collect that sticker. Those are the rules, 3 nights. Jackie talked about going back up into Maine again. We only went as far as like Wells Beach last year, which isn't very far up into Maine. But we're talking about going further up this year if we go with Elena. Everything's up in the open. We don't have any serious plans yet. We just have ideas. So nothing's booked. And I have to get busy here shortly. Want to see as much as we can through those Louisiana, Mississippi, and those central states we want to collect. So if there's any state parks or national parks especially up through there, gonna have to do the research. I just went past the sign saying we're 1 mile from Lake Louisa State Park, so should be up here on the left. Lake Louisa State Park. I think they have a campground out here too. Of course, we've never stayed because when we're in Florida, we're typically using our package for free stays. I say free, prepaid stays. Welcome, park administration fees $5 per vehicle, and you can rent kayaks and canoes. Maybe someday, but not today. $5. Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Just you?
Just me. Thank you, sir.
For the park.
It's only $4?
Yep, but if it's a single occupant vehicle, it's $4, and then 2 to 8 people is $5.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
If you're all alone in the car, it's only $4. Speed limit 25. Catch our video next Thursday where we'll hike, explore, and geocache Lake Louisa State Park. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe. And also, click on the bell icon. That way you'll be notified when new material hits our channel. From Rohn and Jacki at HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road, have a great day and thanks for watching.